Ransomware attack happens when malicious software locks your system or files and attackers demand money to unlock them. Bug bounty programs help prevent such attacks by finding vulnerabilities before criminals can exploit them. Next, what is penetration testing? Also called pen testing, this involves attacking a system to test its security. Pen testers use various techniques to find weaknesses, list them, and fix them. Big companies like Google, Yahoo, and Apple have pen testers constant checking their systems. Soon, I'll make a course on penetration testing for websites. Now, what is forensic analysis? Forensic analysis is about collecting information from devices like phones or computers. In crimes or investigations, even if a system is formatted or files are deleted, forensic experts can retrieve data. Simply put, forensic analysis is about recovering and examining data from digital devices. Next, what is crypto mining? Cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, is digital money that can't be physically touched and is hard to track. Crypto mining is the process of earning cryptocurrency using software tools. This is another way hackers and tech enthusiasts can earn money. Finally, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing allows you to access virtual resources online. For example, if you need 1 terabyte of storage or 16 gigabytes RAM, but your system has less, you can rent virtual resources through cloud services. It's like renting computing power online, which you can use for your system or projects. So today we covered some basic terms: ethical hacking, bug bounty, penetration testing, forensic analysis, crypto mining, and cloud computing. These are some of the most important terms in tech security. In the next video, we'll explore even more terms. Thank you for watching. Hey everyone, today we're diving into ethical hacking. You'll hear a lot of terms and names, so I'm going to break it down for you. First up, what's a hacker? A hacker is someone who thinks outside the box. They see things differently than most people and have way more skills and knowledge. Hackers find weaknesses in computers and network stuff normal people wouldn't notice. Not all hackers are criminals, it depends on what they do. There are three main types. White hat hackers. These are ethical hackers. They work with permission, help protect systems, and often get paid for it. Black hat hackers. These are the bad guys. They hack without permission, steal data, crack passwords, and damage systems. They are also called crackers. Grey hat hackers. A mix of both. Sometimes they do ethical work, sometimes not. They might hack for fun, testing, or curiosity without always getting permission. So remember, white hat equals ethical and legal. Black hat equals illegal and harmful. Grey hat equals somewhere in between. That's it. Now you know who hackers are and the main types. Hey friends, today we're diving deep into hacking terms, and trust me, there are a lot of them, so let's break it down. First up, crackers. These are black hat hackers. They take paid software, bypass the trial limits like 10 days, 30 days, and make it usable forever for free. Companies lose big money because of them. That's why they're called crackers. Next, script kiddies. These are unskilled hackers. They don't really know what they're doing. They just copy tutorials from YouTube or Google, then attack systems blindly. They don't care if it's legal or not. Basically, they copy and paste, and that's it. Hacktivists, these are hackers with a political or social agenda. They hack to spread messages or promote causes online. Triggers hackers who mess with phones, computers, or telecom systems. They hack, modify, and test networks and devices. Exploits, these are flaws or weaknesses in a system. If a system has a vulnerability, that's an exploit. Botnets, a network of interconnected computers controlled by a hacker, often used for those attacks to slow down or crash websites. Rootkit's similar idea to botnets, but instead it's a group of software programs hidden inside a system for secret access. Spam junk emails you don't want, basically useless messages that clutter inboxes, hack value, anything tempting enough to make people click, like clickbait. Hackers can get IPs, install malware, or gain access through it. Zero-day vulnerabilities, a flaw discovered for the very first time. No one knows about it yet, so it's called zero day. Phishing, fake websites that steal credentials when users enter their info. Farming, redirecting users from a real site to a hacker's fake site without them knowing. And that's a wrap for today's hacking terms. There are still tons more terms, and I'll cover them in the next class, so stay tuned. Hey friends, in today's class, we're going to learn about IP addresses. Now listen, if you don't understand IP addresses, then working in ethical hacking is going to get really difficult. Because when we did footprinting, you probably saw a lot of IP related terms, right? So first, let's understand what is an IP address. An IP address is basically a 32-bit binary number that gives every device on a network a unique identity. Think of it like this. If there are 100 computers on a network, how does data know which system it should go to? That's where the IP address comes in. It acts like a unique address. Just like your phone number or your home address is unique, in the same way, every device on the internet has its own unique IP address. It can even help identify a location. IP stands for Internet Protocol, and its main job is simple: give every device on a network a unique identity so communication can happen. Now, technically, an IP address is divided into four parts called octets, like 8 bits each, 8888, and each part can go up to a maximum value of 255. Now, let's talk about IP versions. There are mainly two types: IPv4, IPv6. Most of the time, we still use IPv4. But here's the problem: there are so many devices in the world now that IPv4 addresses are running out. That's why IPv6 was introduced to provide more unique addresses. Now, let's see how to check your IP address. Open command prompt CMD and type ipconfig. You'll see your system's IP address there, both IPv4 and sometimes IPv6. Next, let's talk about IP address classes. IPv4 has 5 classes: Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, Class E. Class A supports a huge number of hosts, millions of devices. Class B supports thousands of hosts and networks. Class C is what we mostly use in real life, like local networks. It supports around 254 hosts. Class D and E are reserved for research and special purposes, so we don't normally use them. Now, here's something important. Have you heard of 127.0.0.1? That's called the local host. It refers to your own computer. You can use it to test things, run experiments, and practice safely on your own system. Finally, let's understand public versus private IP. Public IP, this is the IP address visible on the internet. You can check it by searching what is my IP on Google. Private IP, this is assigned by your internet provider and used inside your local network. It's not directly visible to others online. Alright, that's a solid understanding of IP addresses, what they are, how they work, and why they matter in hacking. In the next class, we'll go deeper and do practical demonstrations on how to find and use IP addresses. Hey friends, in this class, we're going to learn how to find your public and private IP address. First, let me show you how to do it on your phone. Just open your browser like Chrome and search for what is my IP address. And right there you'll see your public IP address. That's the IP visible on the internet. Now let's move to the computer. To find your public IP on a computer, do the same thing. Go to Google and search what is my IP address. You will instantly see your public IP. Now for your private IP address, open command prompt cmd, type ipconfig and hit enter. You'll see your IPv4 address, that's your private IP address inside your local network. So now you can clearly see public IP and private IP are different. Now, can you change your IP address? Yes, you can. I'll show you step by step in the next video. But here's a quick idea. You can use a VPN, virtual private network. A VPN gives you a new IP address and creates a private network. You can even choose IPs from different locations around the world. I'll explain VPNs in detail in the upcoming videos. Hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next class. Hey friends, in this class, we're going to learn how to create your own hacking lab. First, let's understand a key term, virtualization. So, what is virtualization? It's basically a way to create a virtual computer inside your real computer. Think of it like this, you're running something that feels real, but it's actually happening in a separate virtual environment. Now, why do we need virtualization? Let's say you want to use Windows 7, Windows 10, Kali Linux. Buying separate computers for each one would cost a lot, right? Instead, with virtualization, you can run multiple operating systems on a single machine using software. Now, here's the biggest advantage. You can perform hacking practice and experiment safely. For example, testing malware, running security experiments, practicing tools. All of this can be done inside a virtual lab without affecting your main system. Your real computer stays completely safe. This setup is called a virtual environment. Now, the most common tools used for this are VirtualBox, VMware, both are great. VirtualBox is simple and free. VMware offers more advanced features. You can use either one. Now let's see how to install VirtualBox. Open your browser like Chrome, go to Google and search download VirtualBox. Open the official site. Click on Windows hosts to download. Once downloaded, open the setup file. Click next, next, next and install it. It's very simple, no complicated steps. Once installed, open VirtualBox and you'll see it's ready to use. In the next video, I'll show you how to create your own virtual lab, how to install operating systems like Windows or Kali Linux. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hey friends, in this video we are going to learn how to set up and use localhost 127.0.0.1 for testing. Earlier I told you that 127.0.0.1 is used for testing purposes. You can create your own local environment on your computer and test things safely. So let's see how to create and use localhost step by step. First, go to this PC, my computer, then open control panel, go to programs and features and click on turn Windows features on or off. Now wait for few seconds. Here you need to enable Internet Information Services IIS, IIS Host Stable Web Core. Check both options and click OK. It may take a few minutes to install. Once it's done, go to your C drive. You will see a folder called initpub. Open it, then go into the www root folder. This is your root directory. Whatever files you paste here will show up on your localhost. Now open your browser and type http 127.0.0.1 and boom, your localhost server is running. If you place any file like an HTML file or image inside the www root folder, it will appear on your localhost. For example, add a file, refresh, it shows up. Delete a file, refresh, it disappears. Now sometimes you might see an error like HTTP error 403 or 404 forbidden. Don't worry, here's how to fix it. Go to start menu, search for IIS manager and open it. Then go to sites, click default website, open directory, browsing, click enable. Now refresh your browser and it will start working. You can also open specific files like this HTTP 127.0.0.1 login HTML. This is useful for testing your HTML pages or projects locally. So basically, localhost lets you test websites, practice setups, run projects safely on your own system. Alright, that's how you set up and use localhost 127.0.0.1 for testing. Hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hey friends, in this class we are going to learn how to create a hacking lab and install Kali Linux. Now, you probably already know about Kali Linux. It's a Linux based operating system that comes with a lot of pre-installed security and testing tools. That's why many people call it a hacker's OS. So in this video, I'll show you step by step how to download and run Kali Linux. First, let's download it. Go to your browser and search Kali Linux download. Open the official website. The best part, it's free and open source. You can choose any version you want, installer version or live version, no installation needed. In this video, I'll show you the live version which you can run directly. Download the 64-bit version and you can use a torrent or direct download. Once the download is complete, you'll have the Kali Linux file ready. Now let's move to VirtualBox. Open VirtualBox and click on New. Give your machine a name like Kali or Hacking Lab. Select type Linux. Version Linux 6 4-bit. Click next. Now choose how much RAM you want to give. If you have 8 gigabytes RAM, you can give 2 gigabytes or 3 gigabytes or more if your system allows. Then click next. Now create a virtual hard disk. Select VDI. Choose dynamically allocated. Set size like 32 gigabytes. Click create. Now go to settings of your virtual machine. Open storage. Click on empty. Then select your downloaded Kali Linux ISO file. Also make sure required system settings are enabled. Everything is properly configured. Now click start. The system will begin booting. Select Kali Linux Live. Wait a few seconds and boom, Kali Linux will start running on your system. Now, if your screen looks small, here's how to fix it. Go to settings inside Kali, open display settings, change the resolution like 1920x1080, click apply. Now your screen will look full and clear. That's it. You successfully run Kali Linux on VirtualBox. Now you can use it to practice, test and learn safely. In the next video, I'll show you basic commands, how the system works and more practical stuff. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Hey friends, if you're using VirtualBox or VMware, you might run into a common problem. From my experience, about 4 out of 10 students face this issue. The rest don't, but if you do, don't worry, it's an easy fix. The problem looks like this: invalid settings detected or not supported by host. If you see this, it simply means virtualization is not enabled on your system. And until you enable it, you won't be able to run any operating system inside VirtualBox. So first, let's check if virtualization is enabled or not. Open Task Manager, go to the Performance tab. There you will see virtualization, enabled or disabled. If it says enabled, you are good to go. If it says disabled, you need to turn it on. Now the question is, how do you enable virtualization? It depends on your laptop or PC brand. You need to go into the BIOS or boot menu. Here's how. Restart your computer. Press keys like F2, F10, F12 or delete. Depends on your device. For example, HP often F10, Dell often F2, Lenovo varies. Once you are inside BIOS, look for virtualization technology. It might be set to disabled. All you have to do is change it to enable, save the settings, restart your system. That's it. Now virtualization will be enabled and VirtualBox or VMware will work perfectly. Just remember, different laptops may have slightly different steps, but the idea is always the same. Go to BIOS enable virtualization. Hope this help you fix the issue. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Hey friends, welcome to the MS-DOS course. This course starts from absolute basics. So even if you know nothing about MS-DOS, you're in the right place. First, let's understand what is MS-DOS. MS-DOS stands for Microsoft Disk Operating System. Now, what is an operating system? Let me explain with an example. Imagine you speak Hindi and you want to talk to someone who only speaks English. You won't be able to communicate properly, right? You need someone or something that can translate between the two. That's exactly what an operating system does. It acts as a bridge between you, the user, and the computer, letting you communicate with your system through a user interface. MS-DOS is an older operating system. Back in the day, There was no graphical interface, everything was done through the command line. For example, to open a program, you had to type commands. Today, you just click icons in a GUI, graphical user interface, and it opens instantly. So basically, MS-DOS uses a CUI, character user interface. Modern OS like Windows or Linux have a GUI, graphical user interface. CUI means you work entirely with the keyboard. GUI means you can use a mouse and clicks. Now, how do we open MS-DOS today? Go to the start menu, type command prompt, hit enter. This is your MS-DOS environment. Another way, start menu, type run, type cmd, enter. Shortcut, press Windows plus R, type cmd and enter, and that's it. Your MS-DOS interface is ready. Back in the day, this was how people worked on computers. Now, of course, we have modern OS with GUI like Windows and Linux. Even today, Linux and tools like Kali Linux still have terminal interfaces, which are basically CUI. So now you know what MS-DOS is, how it works, how to open it, difference between CUI and GUI. Hope you enjoyed this first lesson. You should now have a clear understanding of MS-DOS basics. Hello friends. In this class, we are going to see how to use the Linux system that we've already installed on our computer. First, let me show you the main advantage of Linux, especially Kali Linux. One of the biggest benefits is that it comes with pre-installed tools. That means most of the tools used in ethical hacking are already available. You don't need to download them separately. Now let's go to the start menu. Here you can see different categories like information gathering. Inside this section, you'll find many tools. Let me zoom in so you can see clearly. For example, in information gathering, tools related to DNS, IDS tools like host identification, tools like ARPing, OSINT tools, and Maltego, which we already used earlier. Let me open Maltego for you. If you remember, we used Maltego on Windows before, but in Kali Linux, it's already installed. You just need to set it up once, just like I showed in the previous video. It might open a little slow the first time, that's normal. Now, if you explore further, you'll see there are tons of tools available. Vulnerability analysis tools. Tools like Burp Suite used in bug bounty. WPS scan for scanning WordPress websites. Tools like Nmap, ReconNG, and many more. We'll learn how to use these tools step by step in upcoming videos. There are also categories like password attacks, brute force, hashing, wordless, wireless attacks, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth tools, exploitation tools like the Metasploit framework, SQL tools like SQL Map, social engineering toolkit set, forensics tools, and many more. Let me quickly show you something like a word list example. We can open the terminal and use commands like ls and cat to view files. Kali Linux already has built-in word lists, which are useful for attacks like dictionary attacks. As you can see, everything is already available. You just need to explore and learn how to use it. Now let's quickly look at the social engineering toolkit. When you open it, you will see options like spear phishing attacks, email based attacks, payload creation. Don't worry if it looks confusing right now. I'll explain everything step by step in upcoming videos. For now, this video is just an overview to show you how powerful Kali Linux is and how many tools are already included. So go ahead, explore these tools yourself, click around and get familiar with the interface. That's it for this class. Thanks for watching.
have you ever stopped to think about it? Like, really think about exactly what is out there about you on the open web? Every click, every account you create, every photo you post, it all leaves a trace. So, what footprint do you leave online? Today, we're going to look at exactly how security professionals can track that footprint and the tools they actually use to do it. Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a fascinating and highly capable open source intelligence, or OSINT framework known as IntelTrace. We're going to explore what it does, how it operates under the hood, and who actually relies on this type of software out in the field.
Hello friends, in this class we are going to learn how to use Kali Linux. We'll start with the basics, alright? Sorry about the cough. First of all, Kali Linux and Termux work in a very similar way. Most of the tools and commands you use in Termux can also be used in Kali Linux. Let me show you how to open the terminal. You can right click and select open terminal here, or simply click on the terminal icon to launch it. I already have it open. Kali Linux comes with a lot of built-in tools. Many people use Kali specifically for cybersecurity and penetration testing. You can also use Ubuntu in a similar way. As I explained in previous classes about termux and command prompt, many commands are the same across Linux systems. For example, the ls command lists files and folders. You can navigate directories, open documents, and run scripts just like we practiced earlier. Everything works almost the same way. You might remember the figlet command that I showed in the termux course. I already installed it here in Kali Linux. If I type figlet hacker, it creates stylish text output in the terminal. Same process as before. Most commands work exactly the same in Kali Linux. If I press Ctrl plus Z, the process stops. If I type clear, the terminal screen gets cleared. Everything is very similar. Now let's install and run a tool as an example. Suppose I want to clone a GitHub repository. Like I showed in earlier lessons, we can use git clone. Let me open Firefox first. We'll use the same vman tool that we talked about before. I open Google and search for vman GitHub. Then I open the first GitHub repository. I've zoomed in so you can see everything clearly. Now I copy the GitHub link and use git clone is less than repository link is greater than. Press enter and you can see the repository is being cloned successfully. Just like in Termux, the process is almost identical in Kali Linux. After cloning, I type cd vman then ls, and you can see the vman.py file. To run it, I use Python just like before. Python to vman.py. Now the tool starts running. You can see that it opens successfully. Next, we configure it by setting the URL and port, just like we did in the phone version earlier. For example, set URL https colon slash www.facebook.com, then set port 8080 and set the action URL as needed. After that, we simply type run. Now the tool is running successfully. The generated localhost link can be copied and opened in a browser. You can see the page loads correctly. So now you understand that Kali Linux works very similarly to Termux. Commands like cd also work the same way for navigating back directories. If you already completed my MS-DOS or Termux courses, then Kali Linux will feel very familiar because many commands are identical. I've already created several videos in the main course, including how to install Kali Linux, what a hacking lab is, Kali Linux overview, how to use different tools. There are already many detailed lessons available. If you want to learn more advanced topics, you can also check out my advanced phishing course or the footprinting course. There are a lot of practical demonstrations and advanced techniques explained step by step. The current course title is Hack Any Account Without Phishing. It's a complete 7-day course. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hello friends, welcome to the complete Kali Linux course. In this course, we'll learn how to use Kali Linux from basic to advanced level. First of all, you probably already seen the previous videos in this series. In the first video, I explained how to install Kali Linux and set everything up properly. And let me tell you one important thing. If you haven't watched my MS-DOS or command prompt basics course, then this course may feel difficult for you. In that course, I explain everything from absolute beginner level, step by step. In this Kali Linux course, I am not going to explain things like what GUI or CUI means. Here we'll directly start with the basic commands of Kali Linux. So let's begin. The first command is cd, which stands for change directory. Before that, let's look at the ls command. The ls command is used to list files and folders. For example, ls. This command shows all the files and directories in your current location. Now suppose I want to move to the desktop directory. I can type cd desktop. Now I'm inside the desktop folder. That's how the change directory command works. Next command is man. If you remember from the command prompt course, this works similar to a help command. It shows the manual and usage information for any command. For example, man ls. Now you can see all the usage options for the ls command. ls means list directory contents. There are many options available, and A shows hidden files that start with a dot. L shows files in long listing format with dates and permissions. You can scroll through all the available options. There are many of them. To quit the manual page, press Q. Now let's see how LSA works. When you type LSA, it shows all files, including hidden files that start with a dot. If you type only ls, then hidden files will not be displayed. Now let's look at ls l. This command shows detailed information such as file permissions, owner, size, date and time. You'll notice letters like D for directory, R for read, W for write, X for execute. We'll learn more about permissions later. Now, if you want both hidden files and detailed view together, use ls all. This shows hidden files along with all details like creation date and permissions. Next command is clear. This clears the terminal screen. You can also use the shortcut Control plus L, which does the same thing instantly. Now let's talk about command history. You can use the keyboard up and down arrow keys to see previously used commands. This is very useful when working in the terminal. Next important command is pwd. To understand it better, let's check its manual. Man pwd. Pwd means print working directory. It tells you your current location in the terminal. For example, pwd, it may show something like home Kali, meaning you are currently inside the Kali users home directory. Now, if I move to desktop, cd desktop, and then type pwd, it will show home Kali desktop. So now you know exactly where you are working. You can also check the calendar using Kal and check the current date using date. Now let's learn how to create files. We use the touch command. For example, touch gk.txt. This creates a new text file named gk.txt. You can open and edit it manually or directly from the terminal. To edit files in the terminal, we use nano example nanogk.txt. Now the file opens in the nano text editor. You can type anything inside it like hello. To save the file, press Ctrl plus O, then press enter to exit nano, press Ctrl plus X. Now if you want to see the file contents directly in the terminal, use cat gk txt. It will display hello. You can also create files directly using nano without using touch. For example, nano pk txt. Type something like hi, then save with Ctrl plus O, enter, Ctrl plus X. Now the file is created successfully. To check its content, cat pktxt. You can also display multiple files together, cat gk txt pk txt, and both file contents will appear together. So these were some very basic Kali Linux command that every beginner should know. Hello friends, welcome to the second class on the command prompt. In this session, we will learn some commands. First, we have the mkdir command. What does it do? Mkdir stands for make directory, meaning you can create a folder. Let me show you how it works. Type bash mkdir hacker. This will create a folder named hacker on your desktop. You can check, and there it is. So that's how you create a folder using mkdir. Next, let's look at a text editor called vi. Previously, we used nano and touch to create files. vi is another text editor you can use to edit text. Type bash by hello txt. This will open the uh, vi text editor. Press I to insert text. Type anything you want. For example, hacker. To save and exit, press ESC. Type WQ. Press enter. You can check the file using bash cat hello txt. Now you can see the content of the file. That's how you use vi. Next command, rm. rm deletes files, not directories. Example, bash rm hello.txt. This will delete the file hello.txt. If you try bash rm hacker, it won't delete the folder because rm only works on files. To delete a directory, use bash rmdir hacker. Now